Now, a lot of people at this stage of the game, when they're building a $1 million business into a $2 million revenue business, they're looking for things to make them more productive, ways that they can sort of maximize their time. Now, I'd like to bust that. I'd like to call it a myth. The productivity thing is no good for you at the game that you're about to be playing. That might have got you to where you are now, but now it's no longer about you, it's about your business. So you need to go from thinking productive to start thinking effective, and they're very different. And you can be effective in an hour a day, or you can be ineffective in 24 hours a day. So your goal is to be not thinking tasks. Productivity is all about tasks. Your goal is to be thinking about processes and about systems. Okay, that's effective for you at this stage of the game. So you'll be saying no to a lot of tasks you used to say yes to. You'll be saying no to a lot of requests that are being made of you that you would have used to have said yes to, because you're now playing a bigger game. If you meet those demands that are being put on you from clients or other staff members of just do this for me, just do that, by doing that, you've taken your eyes off the systems that you're supposed to be building, and you've just got involved and got hands-on and micromanaged something. So all the micromanaging has to go. If I'm honest with you, I struggle to let go of marketing because it's so darn important, but even letting go of my marketing, I've had to choose to let go of the implementation of the marketing. I'm still in control of the message. I'm still responsible for the message, but I've let go of the actual implementation of marketing. That was hard for me to do because I'm good at it, and it got us to where we were. But again, that mindset will kill us and will stop me getting to the next level if I keep micromanaging things. Now, you probably don't even realize where you're micromanaging. And most people think they don't micromanage. You can go to the most micromanager there is on the planet and say, do you micromanage? And most of them will go, no, I don't. Because you can't see it in yourself. You might have to go to your staff and go, what am I doing that I shouldn't be doing? What tasks am I doing that I could be outsourcing to others? What do you think I should do? Get some feedback from them, because they're probably a more accurate reflection than your own perceptions are. So I guess really it's about the strategy of what am I going to be involved with and what's my task going to be within that bigger role. Okay, I don't want to say be micro producing every little thing. I just want to be able to have input in the important things and input into the strategy, and I want to be guiding us without actually doing the doing. It's the idea that the captain of a ship might be sort of going, right, everyone, let's turn a bit left, let's go in that direction, but he's not the one at the actual steering wheel. He's just guiding the direction, and that's where you need to get to. Now, you probably believe you've already been doing that. Almost every business owner thinks they have, but almost every business owner hasn't been, because you can't see what you can't see. Now, another thing about being effective is that you're going to have to work a bit more away from the office. It's very hard to get the important things done when you're at the office with the urgent and the dramatic in your face. So I spend a lot of time working from home because I can focus. I can not be dealing with what I'm overhearing. If I'm overhearing something, part of me wants to go and get involved, that's not helpful. My job is to make sure our strategy is right, and I'm better off doing a lot of that from home. So I have way less contact with our staff than I used to, because I'm more focused on making sure that we're going in the right direction than that every little thing that is happening in the workplace is being dealt with. Another breakthrough mindset for being a bit more strategic with your time is that you want to spend a lot of your own time now upskilling. Okay, it's not about, it's not about you getting the tasks done. It's about you having the know-how to do the tasks that actually matter that others can't do. And there's not many of those tasks, but you want to be good at them. And not just that, don't just think, oh, well, going from my $1 million business to a $2 million business, you know what? Give it another year or two, it might be a $3 million business or a $4 million business. So you've got to be ready for that game when you get there. I spend at least 10% of my time upskilling. Okay, I do a lot of reading, I do a lot of video training, I do a lot of sort of whatever I have to do so that I'm really on the ball with the skills that I didn't used to need and that I'm only just developing now, because that's going to pay off for me later. So if you're not spending at least 10% of your week growing and upskilling, you're probably not getting ready. You're not focusing on the strategy, you're still stuck in a task mindset. Now, if I was here preaching to you about how you need to be more effective, I'd tell you to get things like 3-line emails happening, or use, voice recognition software, or do whatever. You know what? I'm just telling you, effective is where it's at. It's not at productive level anymore. Productive is what your middle managers need to be. You need to be effective. Now, when it comes to staff, that's a big thing for scaling. what got you to where you are now, I keep saying that, but it's true. What got you here won't get you where you want to go. Okay, so at my stage of the game, I've got about 140 staff that, are part of what we're doing. That's a lot of people. I can't manage 140 people, and I sure don't want to have a million managers of managers happening. I want to have systems managing people. If you've got people managing people, you're going to have drama, you're going to have problems, you're going to have inefficiency, you're going to struggle to make a profit. If you've got systems managing people who are really buying into what they're about and the why of why they do it, then you're going to have a very harmonious, very healthy workplace. So the staffing you used to have when you had a $1 million turnover business and the staffing you need to have when you've got a $2 million turnover business, very, very different. $1 million turnover business, you've got a lot of generalists, people with a lot of different skills, people who, as long as someone in your team has the skill set, you're okay sort of mindset. So the same person answering the phone is the same person processing different client requests, is the same person who's, dealing with documentation. You can't think like that at this level now. We need to really specialize things. And that's been one of the hardest things I've found as we scaled Big Improvements Tutoring, was just specializing when all of us as admin staff or as office staff, we were used to being generalists. We were used to any one of us being able to get in and do a task, whereas now it's like, hold on, so-and-so is better at that task, give it to her. Or so-and-so is better at dealing with complaints, give it to her. Or so-and-so is better at dealing with this, give it to him. So it's a real mind shift. And the weird thing is you spent years building up the staff into the mindset of we're all generalists, we can all do everything. And now you're going to sort of be breaking that apart and going, you know what, that's how we used to do it. Our new way of doing things is we give it to the person who that's their role. And we've got to be a lot more clear about what is that person's role, what are the tasks that are that person's responsibility, and what lies outside of that, And it's been hard because as you grow, when you're small, you can see that staff members are giving 100% effort. It's very hard to criticize people who are doing that. It's very hard to hold them accountable for results when you know they're giving 100%. But at the stage of the game that you're going to, you need to be not just about, oh, so-and-so is putting the effort in. You need to be more about so-and-so is accountable for particular results. How's she going with that? And if she's not hitting those results, though she's trying her very best, that's where we need to provide her some help or some more direction or some more training. It's not about the intention, it's about the results now at the size that you're getting to. Your relationships with your staff as you move from a $1 million turnover business to a $2 million turnover business are a whole lot less personal. So I remember back in the day, when we were small, I'd be giving out movie tickets to our key staff, or I'd be shouting them a coffee or whatever, just whatever I could do that conveyed, hey, I actually care about you as a person. Whereas now, at the size that we're at, I just can't do that. So it's more about the system rewarding staff and the system helping staff to feel valued. So it might be that all our staff at Christmas get a set of movie tickets just to say thank you. It's not as individual, it's not as personalized, but it's still a way of conveying thank you. And with the staff at this level, it's not so much about their relationship with you if they want to do a great job because they want you to succeed as a team. It's more about the mission that they've got. They need to have bought into the purpose of why do you exist? Who are you here to serve? What difference are you making in the world as a team? And that is the motivation for them at this stage, not just the I care about helping the leader get where he wants to go. Another thing on staff that has to change is I could get by without staff meetings when we had a turnover of $1 million a year. It was fine. I knew what needed to be done. I'd do it. I'd make sure that staff knew what they needed to know. But, I didn't need the level of input that I need now. We now have a weekly staff meeting with our key stakeholders. There's 4 of us who each week get together. One of us is on Skype. And we just look through what are the priorities, what are we facing, what are the things that need to be worked on. And we do it together. And it takes us about an hour, hour and a half. And it sets us up. And we didn't need that before. Before it was all in my head, to be honest. I mean, there were some things that I'd share with this staff member and some things I'd share with that. But as long as things were working, as long as it was in my head, it would work. Whereas now, at the scale we're at now, it doesn't work like that unless I want to be some sort of robot or unless I want to work 1 million hours a week. We need those staff meetings, those meetings of key staff. Also, if you drop down a couple of layers in our business, we'll have other times where other key staff will get together. They'll just have a chat. It might even be only once a month, just to raise issues and elevate issues and to go, hey, are you guys aware that this is hard? What can we do to tweak this? And so Whereas in the past you might have been able to get away with not having meetings, you're going to need to have meetings, but they're going to need to be for a purpose and you're going to need to do them well. The key thing with each meeting being, what are our metrics? You know, what's our scorecard lately? If we don't have a scorecard, we need to have a scorecard. And what's the next step for moving each of these key things forward? And what are we going to cut and what are we going to do? Those are the sort of decisions that you want to be making as a team. It's not down to just the leader directing the path anymore.